Well, we've seen how to use Azure Machine Learning Studio to create an experiment and to upload data sets and start to build a data flow in that experiment where I can work with the data. What I'm probably going to want to do is to explore that data and maybe visualize it and get some information out of that and start to understand the relationships in the data. And to do that, I'm going to use something called Jupyter Notebooks. So let's take a look at using notebooks from within Azure Machine Learning Studio. So here's my experiment that I just ran, and you can see that I've got my two data sets, exercise and calories, and I've joined that data together in here. And if I were to right click any of these data sets, you'll see that there's an option to open in a new notebook. And there are different languages that are supported. There's Python 3 or Python 2 actually, and R. These are languages that are commonly used by data scientists to work with data. So I could open a data set directly. I've got here the results of my join, and you'll see that if I go to open in a notebook, the various languages are grayed out at this point. And that's because the data needs to be in a format that's compatible with the notebook. So I'm just going to change the zoom here a little bit so that we can move things around and get a little bit more space to work with. And what I need to do is convert the results of this join into something that I can open in a notebook. And so I'll go and search for the module that I'm looking for, and the module I want is convert to CSV. We'll just convert it back into comma-separated format. That's what it was to begin with, but now we've started to manipulate it. It's in an internal format that's used by Azure Machine Learning. So I'm going to convert it to CSV. There aren't any properties I need to set for this, so I've just added that. And you can see that that one hasn't been run. I've already run the join data. We've got a little tick there to tell me that's run, but this one hasn't run. So I've selected that, and I could either run the entire experiment again or just run the selected module, in which case it will run everything that's required that hasn't already been run to satisfy that selected module. So off it goes, and we'll run that. And as it runs, I can see it's now running the convert to CSV. I get a little tick to tell me that's been run. And if I go and right-click on the convert to CSV and look at my open a new notebook, now I'm able to choose one of the languages and open up a notebook. So I'll choose Python 3, and it opens up a new tab. And what I get is this Jupyter Notebook, as it's called. And so I've got the Jupyter Notebook. It's got this name here, run result, and a big long name with the date and so on. I'll give it something a bit more useful, so we'll just call it exercise notebook. And it already contains some code. We'll just bump up the font a little bit so that we can see this a bit more clearly. It already contains some code. Each of these things is called a cell. So we've got a cell here with some code that's been generated for me. And what this code is doing, we don't have to worry too much about the details of it, but what it's doing is it's going to go and read the output from my join data module. So it's going to read that module. It's going to get the results data set from that, and it's going to convert that into a data frame, a pandas data frame, which is what Python uses to work with data sets. And then I've got this second cell here where I've got the command frame. So I could run these one cell at a time. If I just go and click on this run cell select below button, I can see this little circle here gets filled in, and then it empties again. That tells me that that's now finished running. And I can go and run this second cell, and that goes and displays the contents of that frame. So I get the data appearing now in my notebook. So I can start to take a look at that data and understand that. And what I'm more likely to do is to actually put some of my own code in here. So I'm just going to put in some code that I've written in Python. The matplotlib inline just tells it I want to display graphics here in the notebook inline. I'm importing a separate package. So if you're used to working with Python or working with different packages, you can import those. And then all I'm doing is finding all of the numeric columns that I have in that data set. So age, height, weight, duration, heart rate, body temp, and calories. I'll get all of those columns, and I'm going to create what's called a pair plot of those columns to show me how those relate to one another. So let's go ahead and run that code. I get a little warning. It's importing a module, so there's a couple of little warnings. I don't really have to worry too much about those. And then once it's finished importing everything that we need, it's going to run that code and generate my pair plot. So here's what that pair plot looks like. Basically, it's a matrix that shows each of the numeric variables plotted against one another. Now, most of them look fairly messy, so I'm not seeing much structure in there. But I can see, if I scroll down here, I can see a couple of these things where if I look at the heart rate, there's a sort of diagonal line and going up there, of course, here. So if I look at heart rate versus calories, it looks like as heart rate increases, so does the number of calories that are burned. And similarly, if I look at the body temperature, well, it tends to start fairly low if I'm not burning a lot of calories, but as I burn more calories, we start to see the body temperature go up. So I'm starting to see those types of relationships in my data just by creating this plot. And I could create lots of different types of code in Python to really explore that data and understand how that data is relating to one another. And when I've finished with the workbook, I can go and save this at any point. I can also just go and close and halt. This workbook is running. It's using up some resources. The kernel for it is running. So I can close and halt it so it's no longer running. And if I now go and have a look in my Notebooks tab, there's the notebook. It hasn't actually carried that name change across. So I could rename that from here as well. So we'll just go and change that to exercise notebook. And so I can keep track of all my notebooks that I've created here in my Azure Machine Learning Studio environment, as well as my experiments.